Travis Wayne Goodsell. So I was up late last night with the 2-hour video, and then realized that we were almost to the midnight hour on the East Coast, and watched the passing of the last minute funding bill. And so I heard, well, that will be another video that we'll see if we can get done today. And so, because of that, then the last 30 plus minutes of my video was null and void in the game war theory. So we'll have to update it with the updated information. But instead, last night, there was a person who commented that YouTube flagged. And that's a rare thing for YouTube to flag somebody who's trying to send me a death threat. It's usually those who subscribe to me and follow me regularly who get flagged as a hate comment by YouTube. Like, James, where are you, James? What happened? Where are you? Did YouTube get you? And so the video was the first wave of Utah deportations. And I've been doing the investigation, and I am a victim of this act by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints imposed upon the government, upon me. So I am a victim, I am a religious captive, religious prisoner, without due process, disappeared from existence, and indefinitely incarcerated. The whole system is corrupt. You can't do that to people. But anyway. And so the abusive comment was not really abusive, but a Captain Obvious thing, because it's true. And for some reason he subscribed to me, and I'm not going to tell you who he is until after I read it, because this is going to panic and scare Mormons. This person is not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And this commenter is going to scare members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because it means I'm true. He says, you're an Ashkenazi Jew Zionist mixed with black. I am. I have received my DNA results, and he is correct. My mom already knew that we were black because her father's line goes back to the slave owner, plantation owners of North Carolina, in which he had black slaves from West Africa working on his plantation. And we all know, because we're of the line, of him raping his 14-year-old slave girl of the family of slaves. 14-year-old slave girl. And because of this, she didn't get to inherit the plantation, because she was a slave. And so it was a shame and embarrassment. And so the family never talked about it, and she was kept as the slave, raising the child until America freed slaves, and eventually would tie in to produce me from my mom and my grandpa. And so, yes, I am black. I am also Somali. I did that YouTube video and got tons of Somalis to that video. Most welcomed me into their family. There were some who were in denial, saying that I must be of the whites who came into Somalia. Nope, DNA said pre. DNA said pre. But nonetheless, I'm also Islamic Arab Sheikh. Do have that family line as well. And even Irish. A little bit of Irish. And so, yes, DNA reveals that we are all from the same human race. But it is our modern divisions where we treat each other as non-human because we're not of your branch off. That's what this person is doing here. He thinks that somehow by being of this blood that I am not human, that therefore I can be murdered, and he is fully justified. And so obviously he's a white supremacist and a Christian nationalist. And this is what's going to scare Mormons. He's a member of the FLDS church under Warren Jeffs. They still believe he's the true and living prophet of Jesus. And this is where Mormons get scared. The FLDS church was formed because they believed that Wilford Woodruff and successors were weak, unable to defend the faith of Brigham Young. They're the ones who believe that Adam is our Heavenly Father, that Brigham Young declared. They believe that Deseret will be restored over the death and bloodshed of America. See, they're a branch off. They're not anti-Mormon, anti-Christ, apostate, coral whores, as this church defines them as, to deny any ties to them. The FLDS church still practices and preaches Brigham Young's extremist doctrines, and that's why it scares Mormons. Because Mormons were that way. As I see, I'm getting attacked. See, the Mormon who attacked me just now, he is as evil as an FLDS member. It's just the FLDS members have no problem openly declaring their hate. Mormons keep it a super sacred, secret combination. This is why Mormons get scared, because these guys are too talkative. They're exposing all of this. And so obviously the church denounces them. You're ruining our plans. You're exposing us, you dumbasses. You should have trusted us from the beginning and not branched off and left. Should have remained loyal. And so this Nation Deseret 2. Does that sound familiar? Desnat? Mormons and FLDS are the same. They think the same, they believe the same. There's just those subtle differences that this church had to denounce because of the United States of America shutting them down as a criminal operation. And so they gave up on Adam as Heavenly Father. They gave up on polygamy. Nelson's restored it. And so the FLDS church has branched off and turned it into an enmity between the two factions. And then there's the Allreds and the Bundys and the others that are also of warring factions, all claiming that the others are wrong because they aren't loyal to Brigham Young. And so this is a religious, racist, bigoted hate comment taught to them by Brigham Young. Remember, blacks couldn't have the priesthood. They still believe blacks can't have the priesthood. They're still the pure white master race. This church couldn't after 1978. But you also see that despite the Book of Mormon, despite the Bible being Jewish, they still believe Brigham Young concerning Judaism and Zionism. Because that's what my channel is all about. Bible is by a Jew, multiple Jewish authors. Christians combined them into a book called the Bible. The Book of Mormon, Jewish. Joseph Smith's Doctrine and Covenants. Section 3, verse 16. Oh, we're about the Jewish Christ, not Jesus. See how evil this guy is? And what is interesting is that when I go to his channel, his actual title name is Rulin' Jeffs is Renewed Again. This needs to be brought to the attention of the federal government. YouTube is responsible for this because I reported it as they reported it. They're not going to do that. They should. Because whoever this guy is who's hiding himself with Rulin' Jeff's picture, which is actually Warren Jeffs. Yeah, that's Warren Jeffs. Rulin' Jeffs is his father. But Final Prophet of God, Rulin' Jeffs? Do you have a son named after your father? Interesting. We need to find this out. Am I going to be cyber attacked again? Because he doesn't just give me a death threat by the racist, bigoted hate comment concerning my DNA, my blood, and thus blood atonement. They still believe in blood atonement of Brigham Young's. You also need to understand that the church wants to be hidden from the United States of America. Warren Jeffs' sons. There's Roy Jeffs. There's Barlow. No. Okay. family and early life. Warren Steed Jeffs was born in Sacramento, California, December 3rd, 1955, to Rulon Jeffs and Marilyn Steed. And so if I were to do a church history video, I would go to Rulon Jeffs to find out which Mormon ancestor was his, and then do a test to see if he's connected to the Danites or how he's connected to the Danites. Obviously, he came to Utah, to the Valley originally, and then they ended up in Sacramento. And so it would just be a simple matter of, are they from the original Danites? Were they converted to become a Danite, or were they threatened to turn Danite during 1838? So that would be the thing I would check if I were to do that video for you. It does not say. He has 87 wives. God, Brigham, you suck. So, yeah, it's unclear as to who the Rulon would be, but most likely Jeffs became Rulon's successor. Well, who would be yours? Son Rulon. Am I spelling this right? I'm not. No, that's the father. I want the son. Warren Jeffs' son, daughter alleged sexual abuse, just like Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints, same thing. Okay, camera's still working. My heritage has Rulon Jeffs' family history. So I'm not seeing it. So he's obviously not the original. He's dead. But, yeah, fascinating. So, he just joined YouTube October 24th this year. He's brand new to YouTube and already threatening to murder people. Not just me. He's got a specific person targeted on his channel, and it's a short, not a video. And so they say one video. He's gotten 207 views for this one short video. And I don't like shorts because you can't see a red line from where you left off. That's stupid of YouTube. They just don't care about, it's just, corporate greed will destroy you, YouTube, and you don't listen to me. You think you know better. And so, instead of renewed again, he put in his about, Rulon Jeffs, final prophet of God. The FLDS Church is planning something. This is what this means. That this son of Warren Jeffs, as Warren Jeffs is locked up in prison, as another guy, I don't know if he's of the Jeffs or if he's another branch off, just got arrested for the child sex trafficking. But all of this is what the church does, and only these guys get busted. But this is what got leaked to me from him, is that they're planning something. And so they too recognize that these are the latter days. The FLDS Church, the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This is also what they share in common with Brigham Young. And as I've gone over with you, the church of this church, it's the corporation. They're all about Jesus coming, murdering people, and coupping the government. And here, this guy is saying he will be the final prophet. And this is why he came after me. Because just like all Mormons of Brigham Young, none of them believe in the Jews, of the Jewish Christ that the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith talk of. They believe in Jesus. And so they have to self-fulfill their own personal Jesus. It's a different concept of Jesus, but from the same stem of Brigham Young. And here he is making a death threat to me because I'm not pure blood, as he believes, ignorant of the Jewish prophecies of the blood, the Holy Grail. And so who is this other person who I constantly condemn for his career field, and which he got at BYU as an education? Should I keep teasing you? You've already seen the thumbnail picture. Yeah, it's John Dehlin. He says pseudo-intellectual, enthusiast, thoughtless, ... He has a hatred towards John Dehlin as well. And he does recognize it correctly again. It's a pseudo-intellectual. Psychology is a fraud. A pseudo-science. By adding pseudo, it means false. So it's not a science. Just like Catholics refer to scriptures that they rejected as pseudo-pagrapha. No. You got to include them. But they can't because it doesn't fit their first creed of Christianity. That's why they left stuff out. But I've done those videos. And so yes, he is specifically obsessed with targeting John Dehlin for an assassination. They're going to do it. It's just a matter of what is their plans and plots. And I can't go to the FBI on this. The FBI is not doing it to the church, so why would they do it for some guy who I reported to YouTube that is required to report it to the FBI? But I'm doing this video. John Dehlin and myself now have targets on our backs, heads, fronts for an assassination by this son of Warren Jeffs, who it thinks he is the final prophet, that the second coming is upon us. And so, since this church and the leaders purposely make things happen and claim that Jesus is telling them to do it, likewise, that same mentality is with this guy, who's hiding under his father's picture. And he could be, well, it's FLDS. He's new to YouTube. So, but yeah, using Warren Jeffs, but calling himself Ruin Jeffs. as the final prophet. Because it's not the father, because Warren Jeffs is after the father. So if Rulin's the final prophet, then Warren Jeffs isn't, but you're posting him as the picture. So, yeah, very interesting. And apparently there was some video from a cell phone that he's using as the short. It's when John Dehlin was unshaven, unkempt, and wearing a hoodie, sweat top. I mean, yeah, that's me right now today. Until I bathe and shave. But nonetheless, I did find this very interesting, that the other Mormon branches are likewise thinking in terms of these being the latter days, just like evangelicals, thinking that Trump is the vessel of the Lord, the vicar of Christ, to do the will of Jesus to restore the kingdom and murder people and take away agency and coup the government. And so that's the other video we're going to talk about, hopefully sometime today. So, yeah. It's kind of insulting to me to place John Dehlin at my level. But he is a fraud too, just like Rulon. So, interesting. So yes, you can see the beam and mote. And as Danites, which is our shared blood, at least from Pioneer Age, at least with the Vanguard Company, those who were converted, well, they bred in, we're all related. You know, Sister Jessica, who leaked Oaks, I wouldn't be surprised if she's my niece. We're done.